Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Meredith E. Phillips, and this weekend should be really fun because I have a virtual writing retreat thing that I'm going to be participating in. I'm part of an online group, and this was organized like a month and a half ago, and it's here. It's the weekend for it. I've actually already started. It was starting at like 7 a.m. my time. Listen, we weren't going to make it to the first sprint. It's kind of like a come and go as you see fit kind of deal. So anyway, it is almost 9 o'clock and there's a session starting at 9, so I'm gonna try to hop on for that. So what am I gonna be working on during these write-in sprinty things? What an excellent question. I would love to tell you. You saw last weekend that I had really started like officially working on an outline, and I'm very happy to report that it's looking good, okay? The first half of this past week, I didn't really do a whole lot with it. I was like kind of just poking at stuff and fiddling with that ending. I think I have a decent ending. I don't know if it's like perfect, but it's at least acceptable to me for the moment. Thursday and Friday this week, I went in and started trying to label the scenes as like, okay, this is the meet cute, this is the all is lost moment, this is the midpoint, this is, you know, like labeling all the beats that I could find. And if everything just sort of like fell into place. It worked really well for the most part. And I think in part, sorry if this is like, this is just like intense sun coming in. So if it's like shifting light, I'm very sorry. But anyway, I typically use Romancing the Beat by Gwen Hayes. I'll link it below if you're a romance writer or you have a romance subplot. This is an excellent tool in my opinion. But I am still in the middle of that workshop that I signed up for. It meets every Monday. And this past Monday, we did a class lecture thing on 4-act structure. Romancing the Beat is also set up as like a 4-act thing. And some of the ways that she was describing different types of beats and how she writes were super helpful. So I kind of did a thing where I took the information from the lecture workshop thing and Romancing the Beat and tried to like combine them and like play with that a little bit. And I really like what I've come up with. I'm trying not to use it as a rule. It's just a template. It's a tool. You can fiddle with stuff. And I've definitely fiddled with stuff. There's portions of the beginning where like the standard beat outline is like all flipped around. There's like different things happening. So I'm trying to just like go with it. Just let it be what it is. It's the first draft. It'll be fine. But yeah, I've made some really good progress there. Act 3, which is in this 4-act structure, is really the section between like the midpoint and 75%, like 50 and 75%, like that section in there. That Act 3 needs some work. It feels very fast. It feels like there's not enough happening, so I kind of want to go back and look at that. And yeah, but I mean, I'm doing really well. So I think today we're going to be working definitely on that 3rd act to see how I can flesh it out a little better. And then also what I want to do is I want to get my calendars out and fill in more of the plot points that I've developed. I had some bare bones kind of plot points listed in there last weekend, and I can definitely add to that. So it is 8:55 right now. I'm going to grab some breakfast because I haven't even eaten breakfast yet, and then hop on to this 9 o'clock sprint. Okay, doing well so far. I've plotted out, I think, pretty much all of the scenes that I have in mind so far, and I can definitely see where there's space to add more things, specifically in acts 2 and 3. 3 much more so in 3, but I can add some more fun stuff into 2 as well. I'm not sure what those things will be. We have time to think about it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of try to think through what exactly should be included. I mean, I'm not obviously not trying to include stuff just for the sake of having like more scenes here. Like, no, yeah, they need to have a purpose. So yeah, I'm just going to think about that and keep going. All right, it is just now 11 o'clock they're doing these sprints based on East Coast time, so it's noon for a lot of these folks, which is like the lunch break time. So it's, I don't know. I could eat. So I think I'm gonna get lunch ready. I have leftover ingredients from the fried rice I made last night, but I have to like cook it. So I'm gonna do that, which I'm very excited about. I'm still trying to brainstorm. I've thought of a good scene idea to fill in some of these blank spaces, but I'm trying to figure out like, okay, this is cute, but like how does it like connect? Like, why is it necessary? I don't know. So I'm still thinking about that kind of stuff. So let's get to cooking some lunch and just sort of think about this story. Hi. We're taking a little coffee break because I'm tired. If you watched that Week in the Life vlog, you know that Jade has been waking up like in the middle of the night. That's continued. We were woken up at like 3 this morning. Loved that. So I made myself a little bit of coffee to try to help myself out. Yay. See you back in my office. Was this a fun shot? I'm always trying to think of different shots, but like I'm mostly in my office and there's only so many places I can put my camera. So this is what you get. Okay, so I'm getting super just stuck in this third act. I feel like I need something else to happen between, like, what am I doing? You have the midpoint, and then where things like seem like they're going pretty okay, and then you start to sprinkle in like little pieces of doubt, right? And so I've got one piece, but I feel like I need something else before we get to like this major plot beat that throws us into Act 4. But I don't know what else to put in here. So I'm just still thinking about it. But I wanted to show you how I have my Scrivener document set up for this. So let me get a little screenshot, a little screen capture going on. Okay, so obviously I have to blur out a lot of this because not ready to share my entire story with you. But so there's a lot of like backstory stuff. And then there's a series of bargains that different characters are making with other characters. So I've got some of that information just at the top of this document. And then what I'm doing here is I have the inspector tab thingy open, and I'm highlighting different parts of the story scenes, and I'm doing comments to mark, okay, this is the meet cute, this is the intro of character 1, this is the now what moment, this is the blah 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 here. That's how I have it. And then you can, if you're not familiar with this part of Scrivener, if you click on one of these comments, it'll take you directly to that part of your main document over here. That helps me organize, like obviously look at this, Act 1, I've got all this different stuff for. Act 2, I've got like all this stuff for. And then Act 3 is like dink. Act 4 is pretty okay, like it's got, you know, a decent amount of scenes in here. But man, this Act 3, I need something between these two here and this. There needs to be something else in here to sort of sow seeds of doubt over what's happening and things like that. So that's just how I have this set up. It helps. But man, I'm really stuck on this Act 3 right now. Okay, we're taking a little bit of like a mid-afternoon break. I foolishly thought, let's go outside. It'll be great. It's not bad out here. It's like in the mid 70s. 77 maybe. It's fine in the shade. You go in the sun, it's getting a little hot. Now, I am in a sweater, so that might be a contributing factor. Everything's already like blooming. It's February. Ugh. Yeah, I initially thought maybe I'll take a walk. You're supposed to get good ideas on walks. In this heat, I don't know if I can do that. There's already so many bugs flying around. Ugh. I don't know where I'm moving next, but it's gonna be north. It's gonna be well north of Tejas, I'll tell you that. Okay, so it's just about 2:30, and I'm just sort of fried. I don't know. I need to do something else and just let this sort of percolate in my brain, and maybe I'll come up with something amazing later tonight. That'd be helpful. So I'm gonna sign out for today. If I think of something great, I'll come back here and poke at it some more, but I'm gonna leave it for the moment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. All right, day 2 of this write-in weekend retreat virtual online thing. It's a little after 8, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some breakfast and sit down and get to work. I had a good idea for that third act. We're doing great. I had a good idea for the third act. There's sort of, I was thinking through some of the like reasons why the characters are doing certain things. What are the stakes? How can I up the stakes or something? And I thought of an idea of a plot thread that I'd kind of dropped. So that'll work. That'll work really well, I think. So I'm going to fiddle with that a little bit and yeah, see how far we can get with this outline today. So let me get settled in and get to writing. Okay, this is actually going really well so far. I feel like this is kind of one of those situations where it's like one puzzle piece fits into place and then a bunch of others fit into place. I'm like, how did you not see this yesterday? How did you not see this? But anyway, the third act is very much filling out at this point. I feel like I've got all the beats, all the scenes that I need to connect stuff and to do things. So that feels really good. I'm gonna keep going. We just are about to end this first little sprint and take a 5-minute break. So I'm gonna say hi to everyone and keep going after that. I don't want to jinx anything, but this is going really well. I've even written a pitch. Who am I? Like a log line kind of situation. So that's kind of cool for me. Yeah, so what I'm thinking I'm gonna do now, what do I want to do now? I actually went back to Mr. Truby because we all know he's amazing. I reread the entirety of chapter 10 and pulled out, that's like the scene construction chapter, and pulled out some other pieces of information that I'd kind of forgotten about. I don't know if I'm quite ready for the scene breakdowns yet, but I'm very close. I'm feeling real good about it. So yeah, I'm almost kind of stuck. Like, what do I want to do now? Maybe I should just reread everything I've got so far. This whole document with like a summary of like backstory and then all of the scene information is 6,700 words. So that's long. Yeah, maybe I'll reread this first and kind of poke at it, flesh some things out, make sure threads are carried through the whole way. Ask some of these questions Mr. Truby recommends asking yourself. One of the exercises at the end of that chapter I thought was really good, focusing on character change, is he says, before writing any scene, state your hero's character change in one line. Difficult, but that's a good exercise. State your hero's character change in one line. So yeah, maybe I'll go through and kind of think through like, okay, how are the characters changing in these scenes? Maybe that's a good idea. Okay, let's do that. Have I just spent the last like 20 or 30 minutes working on a pitch? Yes. Though I had like an idea for half of a pitch line. You know the thing where it's like You know, the typical sort of formula for it is character wants X, but X gets in their way before they can whatever, you know, like that kind of thing. It has to be like 30 words or something like right in there. It can't be too long, but it has to encapsulate like literally the entire book. It's your book in a sentence, which is like the most annoying thing on the entire planet. So anyway, I've got like 10 different versions of this pitch line that can be helpful. Like, it can be helpful at this stage to use a pitch line or a synopsis or a query letter, any of those things at this point in the stage, even though I haven't drafted or done anything like that. It can be helpful to do that kind of thing, to see like, you know, can you reduce this idea to something really short and concise that can help you refocus, like, ooh, wait, this subplot has like nothing to do with anything else, or, you know, it can help you refine the idea. So anyway, I have a 33 word pitch line. I think it's pretty decent. I hate writing these things. We're almost done with this final sprint before the lunch break, which for me means it's only like 11 o'clock, but you know, if I'm being given an opportunity to eat something, I'm probably going to take it. And I still have fried rice left over from yesterday, so I'm definitely going to heat that up. Then I will actually go back and read through the whole outline stuff and see what I've got going on. Yes. Let me be honest, I'm not entirely sure where I left off on that last clip. It's much later. It's 2 o'clock. I had lunch, and then I posted the pitch line I'd come up with in a Discord group. If you're a historical romance writer, let me know, because it's a Discord group for historical romance writers. Anyway, I posted in there to be like, hey, what do you think? Is this like horrific or what? And we kind of like workshopped it. And so I have a completely different kind of pitch now, which is, it works much better. But anyway, that was fun. And then I went to the grocery store, and now I'm back. So I'm going to log on to do some more sprinting here in just a second. I am actually now going to go back through and read through the entire outline that I have so far, all 7,000 words of it, or however long it is. So let's do that. Okay, we're on a slightly longer break between sprints, like 10 minutes, not super long. I finished my little reread. I think it sounds pretty good. I added a few little phrasing details, I don't know, just some little things to clarify some stuff. I think I'm ready to start the scene by scene breakdown. I think. I've got everything on my calendar here, so that's ready to go. I was looking back to old Truby to see if he has anything to say about character arcs. He does, of course. But yeah, maybe I'll start those. Ugh. I haven't even counted how many scenes there are here, but I think it's time to start them. I don't have anything else to do. So this is like the last thing I do before I actually start drafting. In this case, it's going to be the last thing I do before I send the outline and materials to the editor for the feedback thing I'm doing. I talked about that in the last vlog, but it's like the last step for me. I talked extensively about these in the outlining video I posted in October. I'll link to that too if you haven't seen it. But yeah, this is like, I go scene by scene and I really break down like, okay, you know, who's the POV character for this scene? What's their goal? What's their motivation? What are the stakes? What's the conflict? Blah, 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 blah. Like, we go into detail. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna start copy pasting my little template. I do have a template on the website, on my website, if you want to download. It's not anything fancy, it's literally just pulled from John Truby's book, but if you want to take a look at that, I'll link that below as well. So yeah, I guess when we get started on this next set of sprints, I think that's what we're gonna be doing. Ooh, very exciting. It's 4 o'clock. I am tired. I did like the first scene and a half worth of scene breakdown stuff. I sort of edited my little template a little bit just to make it more helpful to me. And yeah, the first scene was easy to fill in because I've had that in my head for ages. The second scene just needs to sort of work through it a little bit more. But anyway, I feel really good. I feel really good about where I am in this process. So this coming week, or by the time you're seeing this, like the week that's just happened. Definitely going to be working on these individual scene breakdowns. We'll see how far I can get. I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm rushing at this point, so we'll see how far I can get this week. And that's it for today. I'm done working on this for the moment. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I post videos on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.